rail workers getting a taste of the real Joe Biden, a president who desperately needed union support to win back the Rust Belt from Donald Trump, has quickly sold those unions out now that he's in office. Don't act surprised. Biden took credit for averting a rail strike earlier this year, but in reality, he just kicked the can right down the road. The House actually voted today on a bill to avert a strike and provide workers with paid sick leave. The bill easily passed. We'll go to the Senate next. Biden releasing a statement saying, in part, this overwhelming bipartisan vote in the House makes clear that Democrats and Republicans agree that a rail shutdown would be devastating to our economy and families across the country. The Senate must now act urgently. Without the certainty of a final vote to avoid a shutdown this week, railroads will begin to halt the movement of critical materials like chemicals to clean our drinking water as soon as this weekend. Now, the union workers say Biden blew it and showed his true colors. Biden forced Congress to impose a deal that evidently the union workers did not want, even though he's the biggest pro-union president ever. Another lie. Senator Marco Rubio ripped Biden for that, stating both parties, unions and rail companies, should negotiate new terms of the contract without congressional involvement. Rubio vowing to not vote for a deal that doesn't have the support of rail workers when it comes over to him in the Senate. Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley joins me now with his take on all this. And, sir, it's good to have you back on. What is your reaction?
Well, first of all, if this rail strike would happen, it would cost the economy $2 billion every week. And in addition to that, for a state like Iowa, where we have to move our grain on a regular basis and get inputs into the production of food on a regular basis, trains are very, very essential. And it would just shut everything down. So in the tradition of what I did in 1991, when the last time Congress was involved in something similar, I would vote to impose the Presidential Emergency Board recommendations, which is what the president did in late September. I would vote for Congress to impose that, but I would not want to vote for anything else than that, like, for instance, what the House of Representatives did by imposing some things that hadn't been agreed to between labor and management, have the Congress substitute itself for those labor management arrangements. I wouldn't be in favor of that.
Do you think that the union members were being unreasonable in this negotiation? I mean, the fact that Congress had to step in and do this, were they asking for too much? Was it a ridiculous negotiation?
Well, actually, don't forget, 8 out of 12 unions have approved of it. 4 unions haven't, but all 12 will respect each other's judgment. And consequently, you'd have a strike even though there's a minority of the unions that are against it. I just don't want the government interfering in negotiations. But in the case where we have provisions in law for government to step in this particular instance, because it would be a national economic catastrophe if we have this strike, and we've had precedent for it, I'm in favor of us adopting the recommendations of the board, but not going beyond that. Now, when I say Congress shouldn't go beyond that, that doesn't mean that on these things like paid time off for sickness, those things can still be negotiated between the unions and the railroads, even though we've adopted this resolution.
Yeah, I was just curious your take on, obviously the union members are upset with Biden, who had promised that he had this settled a while back. I mean, what do you suspect? I mean, unravel that for us. What's the real story there?
Well, he had it settled with the people that negotiated between the rail unions and the railroads. But every one of those negotiations is subject to vote of the membership, and 4 unions have turned it down out of the 8, or out of the 12. 8 did accept it. So you can say that Biden went along with what had been negotiated at that point, but if it hadn't been approved by the membership, it didn't mean much.